ear for the very nicely recited. Music is a very great instrument for the spirit to manifest itself. Especially Veena is one of the Adi tantras, as they call them, or you can say the musical instrument, which is a very important instrument for inciting the Kundalini also. As he is a realized soul, it will definitely act on people whenever he will play. I am sure it is going to give him a great success. May not be to many people it will appeal, but it will definitely go to people who are seeking, who are deep down within themselves, asking for the answer of many absolute questions. Seeking is a fashion today in the West, and also is very genuine among many. What are we seeking in life? What do we expect to seek? One thing we know, that we are not satisfied with whatever things we have. We are not satisfied with our material being, neither with our emotional being, neither with our mental being. Always a joy is followed by unhappiness. That means there is something imperfect within us, something lacking very much. If that was not so, we would have been happy like the birds, like the flowers, like the animals. This lacking is felt only in this form, which we call as a human being. Only in the human beings one feels that there is something that is missing in life. Because in the evolutionary path, as you know, human beings are the highest. And they have reached a stage where they are aware of this lacking, this imperfection within ourselves. This is, I think, also is the blessing of the modern time, that we are aware of it much more today than we were ever. Some are really aware of it, they are genuinely aware of it, and they are really seeking something. Others take to fashion. They may not be that deep, they may not be that much deep. But if I have to tell you that there is a life which is not known to us, which is beyond us, it's not easy for a thinking man to believe into it, because we see only our body. We can see the working of our mind. But we cannot see other things, we cannot feel them through our senses. And it's very difficult for a modern person to believe into something that is beyond. But it is not only in one dimension that we have another life, another force, another source. But I would say there are at least 4 dimensions in which we live, unknown to those realms which are around us. Sometimes we get a glimpse of that, sometimes. But we are not stationed there, neither we are there to understand it. Here we have shown in the diagram a human being. I hope you all can see. Can you? You all can come this way. You don't need to be in that way. Could all be this wing is better, because when new people will come, they can go there. Better to be on this way. Can you see from there? Or you can come now. Here is the human being as you are a human being. Now, whatever I have to tell you about this, you need not believe me at all. There is no blind faith needed. On the contrary, blind faith goes against reality. But keep yourself open and see for yourself if it works. You need not have any preconceived ideas about it also, because you will be able to see later on that whatever I'm saying can happen to you all. Now, this is a human being, as I have shown here, and he has got the left, right, and the lower and the top of his head, 4 sides. The left side of the human being contains all the subconscious, all that is said in him, in all his life. And through his left side, he is connected to the collective consciousness, collective subconsciousness, that is all that is said, all that has happened, all that is Bhavan. Or on the right hand side, there is another area which is called as the supraconscious. Left hand side is all the past, right hand side is all the future about which we conceive of, about which we think of. By our mental activity, we can conceive of all the future we can achieve. For example, the idea of going to the moon existed in this part. You have achieved it by movement towards the right. And also, all that is said in the name of future, like a person who always plans about the future, is also on the right hand side in the collective supraconscious. The right side area is the supraconscious, and beyond that is the collective supraconscious. This area is also unknown to us. Left hand side area is also unknown to us. But whatever is unknown need not be divine and need not be a conveyance for your realization. As you see down below is the area where what we call the hell exists. It exists around us. But on top of the head, there exists an area of super consciousness. That is the area of divine power. We have heard in the books that there is all-pervading divine power, the Holy Ghost, the Adi Shakti, which encompasses the whole universe, the whole creation, even the small atom and molecules, is pulsating because of this all-pervading power of divine power. In all the scriptures, it has been described. But how are we to believe into it? Is there really such a power existing? Is there something beyond, or it is only the material life that we live into? That we are every day today we are worried what to get for food, what to wear, how to go about social life, political life, economic life. Or is there any other power which is really manifesting, acting, controlling, coordinating, and also all the time loving you? If there is so, has anybody felt it? Has anybody known it? This is the power you are really seeking, not the power of the left hand or the right hand, not the power of hell, which is a bottomless pit. You are seeking the power that is all-pervading, is the power of God's love. Love is the most powerful thing. But which love? is the dynamic love of God. Is there God even? One can ask a question like that. Is there God? Are we to believe that there is God? How are we to believe that there is God? People have believed into God without knowing Him, without feeling Him, without any experience. Why they have been doing it? Because there has been a sustaining force. Some sort of a sustaining force has been working on them, which has kept them alive to the fact that there is some power whom we can call as divine power. But nobody has so far been able to give an almost understanding or feeling of it. Very few who talked about it, who felt it, were never accepted by common people. They were rejected, stoned, crucified, killed, poisoned. It is said that the whole world, the whole universe that you see, is just a reflection on the mirror of that all-pervading power. When you see the reflection, you cannot see the mirror. You have to become the mirror, but how? Then we come to one question. Why did human being become a human being from amoeba stage? Why did he become that? What is the purpose of making him a human being of this shape? We should wonder about it. Why with two limbs like that, two legs like that, in an erect position? It's a fundamental question which any scientist should look into. What is the reason for creating in all these thousands of years a human being? It is not just to run a puppet show of politics or economics. It has no meaning. It's just a game going on. You can see it clearly. It's a game. Is it only to play these games we were made into human beings? If so, why are we not happy about it? Why are we not satisfied? Why do we not feel our fulfillment? The reason is our fulfillment is not there. It's something very different. Unless and until we have that fulfillment, we are not going to feel satisfied with ourselves. And that fulfillment is to feel that super consciousness which is all pervading. So we can also conclude that if we have to become that, if we have to become that all-pervading power, or if we have to be connected to that all-pervading power, what are we going to gain out of it? First of all, you do not know any truth. You do not know if there is God. It's all relative. There is God, there are 37 truths, people say there are 38 truths, there are 65 truths. Is there any absolute truth? A simple question like God, is there God? It's a fundamental question. If you ask this question to a computer, you might get any number of answers, as many number of computers there are. Those people who have filled in the computer will give different answers. But is there something else by which we can know the absolute? We have become a human being without doing anything about it. We were just amoebae, and we have become a human being. We have done nothing about it. What are we going to do to become that by which you are going to know this super consciousness within you? You cannot do anything about it. It is a spontaneous process. It's a living process within you which works spontaneously. And that's why we call it Sahaja. Sahaja. Saha means with, Ja means born. It is born with you. What is born with you? Is the right to unite with that power. It is born with it. So we call it as SahajaYoga. It's the Maha-Yoga they call it, because this is what one has to achieve. All the rest of the nonsensical things are useless. Supposing you start flying on a flying saucer, what's the use? Supposing somebody gives you 100 diamonds, what's the use? Supposing you get into a trance and start talking big, what's the use? Supposing by saying some mantras you become a speedy person and you start doing too much of work and you cannot rest like a mad possessed person, what's the use? So what do you have to become? Is yourself, which you are not yet yourself. Because you do not know yourself. You do not know what is within you. You cannot feel yourself. Because you cannot feel yourself, we can say that there is no awareness about yourself. At the most you can see some pain here or a pain there. Because you cannot feel yourself, you cannot feel others. Now what is the mechanism that God has built within us? How are we built? We'll have to find out. In our being, God resides as a reflection. In our heart, as spirit, as Atma. How are we to know there is Atma? It's a simple thing. Like, I would say, I'm not this church. I'm not this light because I can see. I'm not this lamp because I can see. I'm not this mind because I know how it works. I'm not this body because I can see. There's something else that is seeing it. You go on negating one by one. You reach a place where there is one I which knows. What is that I? You have to reach that point. From the point of science, we have to know there are many things absolutely undiscovered so far. If there are doctors here, they will know. We have a system called as autonomous nervous system. Means it works on itself. What is this auto? In Sanskrit you can call it Swayam Chalit. What is this Swayam? What is this self-driven, self-motivated system? You have just given it a name. You have not explained anything by saying it's autonomous. But who is this auto? Who is this Atma? Who does this work? If you can understand that there is something which knows everything about us and around us, that is the one, is the spirit. You say that all the time. I know. Now which part of you it knows? But how to know the self? Is there any mechanism within us that God has placed to know that self through which we know this all-pervading power of superconsciousness? There is a beautiful mechanism within us placed. And that mechanism is called, in the Sanskrit language, as Kundalini. Because in India, people have meditated. They were not so much challenged by the nature as they are challenged in other countries. It's a very warm country. People can live with minimum. It was not necessary for them to indulge so much in the protection of their body, securing food or ordinary life. They could live. So their attention was turned towards the questions that I just now said, that why are we here as human beings? And when they started searching it, in their meditation they discovered the great truth about this great instrument called as Kundalini. Of course, in the Bible also there is a mention of Kundalini, because it is said that I will appear before you like tongues of flames. Tongues of flames. How do you explain tongues of flames? Where are the tongues of flames? Within us? Have you seen any tongues of flames within us? Have you seen them outside somewhere? That God is going to appear before us as tongues of flames. That is the description of the Kundalini. of the chakras, of the centers, which lies within us in this way, as it is shown over here. You may say you have not seen it, all right? For that you have to have a different personality, a higher personality, where you become that all-pervading power. When you get in contact with that divine power, then only you start feeling those centers within you. On your fingers you can feel them. Very clearly you can feel all these centers that are within you and also the centers in other people. Now here there are at least 50% people who have felt it among you. Minimum of 50% people who know about it, and at least there are 25% who have mastered this. So why not the rest of them? All of them should get it. But for that, keep a little open mind, and I will explain to you what is the Kundalini within us. I'm talking of the subtler things, much subtler than we think of. Can you say from where does our idea of innocence come? Do we ever realize that there is definitely this idea prevalent? We accept the word innocence. It's a very subtle thing, innocence is. From where does it come to us, innocence? Where does it lie within us? Can any psychologist tell me from where does the innocence come and how it is destroyed and how you can regain it back? All these centers here, these 7 centers that lie within us, represent such subtle things like innocence. The first center which lies below the Kundalini. The Kundalini, which is the main force, residual force, which brings forth this experience of self-realization. The one that connects you with the main. Like you can say this is connected with the main. Unless and until it is connected. What do we talk of God? What do we talk of all-pervading power? Well, all has no meaning. It's just a joke going on. If it is not connected, if I speak on this, will you hear me? In the same way, when you are not connected with God through your self-realization, all talk of God could be all right or could be horrid. You may be worshipping a devil in the name of God. How will you know that a person is divine? This Kundalini, which is above the first center, which is in 3.5 points. This is also extreme. Other lectures you will know that. But 3.5 points Kundalini is an energy that rests in the triangular bone in every human being, in a dormant stage, just waiting for that moment when somebody who is authorized can raise it and give you that power. This is, I am talking about your own power, or not my power. It is your own power which must manifest. If you go to a guru, if he just polishes off your money, what do you understand of it? He is just befooling you. If he cannot give you your own power, then he is not a guru. It is your own power which must manifest, and you should feel this all-pervading power. You must experience it, you must experiment it, and you should be able to maneuver it. Then only one can say you are self-reliant. Not only that, but you should be able to feel your own chakras, and you should be able to feel the chakras of others, and you should be able to give realization to others. All this can be done once you are self-reliant. Without that, nothing can work out. My talk is a talk. It has no meaning unless and until it has worked out the miracle of Kundalini awakening. Now, a lot has been said against the Kundalini awakening part. People have frightened. There are books and books which fills people with awe to read about Kundalini. They think whatever it is, it's a dangerous path of Kundalini. Why go near Kundalini? It is going to torture us and all. I can assure you that in India, abroad and everywhere, thousands of people must have come to SahajaYoga. Not a single person has suffered. On the contrary, at least out of them, 70% people have achieved self-realization. Because she is your mother. She is your divine mother. If your mother has so much of compassion for you, love for you, she is the source of all that love. And she is not going to trouble you. On the contrary, she is so kind. She is just waiting for the moment for it to happen. She is not going to trouble you and torture you. Then how is it these people have felt such horrible experience? You may ask me. They are not authorized people. They do not know how to do it. They have no authority to awaken the Kundalini. Supposing you do not know how to handle a mechanism, electrical mechanism, and you put your hand into it, you will burn your hand. Does that mean that electricity gives you burning? If you are not a person who is entitled to do a thing, such a person has to be definitely a holy person. If he is not a holy person, he has no business to raise the Kundalini. A person who leads a very sinful life has nothing to do with Kundalini. One must know that sinning can never take you to God. But a person who is holy and the one who is realized can definitely raise your Kundalini, and Kundalini only will rise because of him and not because of any ordering or any maneuvering or any doing about it. All these tricks are absolutely useless because Kundalini is the consciousness which understands, which thinks, which loves, and it obeys only the one who has the power to love as much as she does. All these big books I have read, I was amazed how these people, without any knowledge about Kundalini, without any understanding about it, have written these big books just to make some money. Have they not to answer to God what they have done? So have no fear about Kundalini. She is your mother, kindest of all, full of love, and she forgives you all that you have done. She is the storehouse of all the compassion that you could think of, and she is not going to burn you or trouble you or give you any trouble. But if you have a problem, she will attend to it. For example, if somebody is suffering from liver trouble, you can see with your naked eyes the Kundalini pulsating, coming to the liver and supplying it. There are, as I have told you, 50% people who have seen the pulsation of the Kundalini at the triangular bone. And there are thousands who have seen it. With naked eyes you can see the Kundalini pulsating in the triangular bone. Some of these people who have written such big books on Kundalini have said that the Kundalini resides in the stomach. I mean, something so absurd they have written, something so wrong, so false. And that's why you don't be afraid of this word Kundalini. This Kundalini is the one kept in a sleeping condition, they say, for this last culmination of your evolution as a human being, to become connected with that subtle force. And this Kundalini, when it rises and passes through the various chakras, it enlightens them one by one. All these chakras are placed within us during the different evolutionary periods. The first one, which is the Ganesha chakra as they call it, is the Muladhara chakra, is the center of Muladhara. But it is not the Muladhara or Kulakunda as they call it. It is the Muladhara chakra. It is the one which sustains the Muladhara. Now what is the word meaning Muladhara? Means the support of the root. What is the support of the root? The support of the root is the ground, is the earth, is the matter. And that's why this represents the matter within us. Matter is innocent. Matter has got the innocence, and you get your innocence from this chakra. Sri Ganesh was made out of they say, it's a beautiful poetic way of saying, out of the mud that was covering the mother Parvati, or you can say the Gauri at that time, because she was not married, in the sense that she was a virgin, just finished her marriage, and she was to meet her husband. And this virgin wanted to have a bath before meeting her husband. So she cleanses her hands properly and makes this deity of Sri Ganesh, which is bestowed on this set. If you really develop your proper insight through meditation, you can see Sri Ganesh settle down there very clearly. Sri Ganesh is the embodiment of innocence, and that's why he is a child. That's why his head is that of an elephant, because an elephant, being an animal, doesn't grow into ego and superego like human beings do. That's why he is a child. He is the embodiment of childhood, and he incarnated on this earth once, which is described in the Devi Bhagavad, if you read, as Mahavishnu. He has incarnated as Mahavishnu, and this was nobody else but Lord Jesus Christ. Even he was born in a way, same way as Ganesha was born without the father, to a virgin. If I am saying something untrue, you can find out later by verifying it through a method which I will explain to you a little later. This is a very, very important center for all of us. Because unless and until the deity settled on this chakra, permits, the Kundalini will not rise. If your innocence is in danger, Kundalini will never rise. And even if it rises for a little while out of its excitement, it will again be sucked back. Though this chakra is placed below the Kundalini, which is a very important point which people do not know. It is below the Kundalini and not above the Kundalini. So it is not necessary to pierce this Kundalini, pierce this chakra through the Kundalini. It is not necessary. What is necessary is to know the importance of this center and allow the Kundalini to rise, and it passes through other 6 chakras. That's why it is called as Shat Chakra Veda. That means there are 6 chakras which it crosses. Now the lower chakra, which is the first one, Muladhara chakra, I will describe it in more details because we don't have too much time. You must be all anxiously waiting for the experience. It's very important and is controlling or manifesting the pelvic plexus outside. Now we scientists know about the pelvic plexus being placed there. This pelvic plexus also has got 4 subplexuses. In the same way, this center also has got 4 ventricles. Now you know what is the pelvic plexus is and what it does. It looks after the sex, the excretion of urine and stool. At this place, Ganesha was placed because he is like a lotus in the mud. And that's why it is important that we must understand about our sex life. And we must know that we have to be correct in our ideas about sex life. Those people who say that we can excite Kundalini through sex are immoral people. They are sinful people. They are teaching you how to commit sin. This is your mother, the virgin sitting down there. And if you want to put your sex onto your mother, what did you call it? I was shocked. I'm so shocked that there is a regular organization going on in this London which is teaching you how to commit sin. And there are thousands and thousands of people following that sort of an organization. I think It's a very wrong thing and absolutely condemnable, blasphemous. Apart from that, it is punishable, and if they have any fear of divine laws, they should give up all these ideas and take to proper life. It doesn't mean any kind of fanaticism. It means that you should lead a good married life. It doesn't mean that you should take to sannyasa. Sannyasa is against Sahaja. It is absolutely against Sahaja. If somebody is a sannyasi, know that there's some sort of a danger with this man. Sannyasa is another show. What is there to show that you are a sannyasi? If you have sannyasa within you, you are there. You are a sannyasi. Why to put a cloth or a dress to show that you are a sannyasi? All these extreme behaviors of life are not needed. To achieve that state, you have to stabilize yourself. Stabilize. Do not go to extremes. There is no need to go to extremes. It's in the central part you have to be. Not to go to one extreme or to another extreme. Actually, when you go too much to one extreme, you will definitely go to the other extreme. It happens like that. That's like a pendulum. You move from one to another. For example, in this country, you know, people were very materialistic. They were thinking matter was very important. They were building up, doing this, doing that. Now, when it is over, you young people have discovered that, oh God, what all this? This is not joy. So you also have moved to another extreme. No, it is not that way. It is in the center. You have to be in the center, in a complete balancing way, in a stabilizing way, to achieve your self-realization. It is in the central path that the Kundalini rises, not on the left or the right. That's the path called as Sushumna Nadi. And this is the bridge which is made when you are facing a person who knows, who is authorized to give you realization. This bridge is created within you. Through what? Through what I call as Chaitanya Lahari. It's a cool vibration, which are described even in the Bible, the cool vibrations of the Holy Spirit. So where do these vibrations come? Are they within you? They are not yet felt in your central nervous system. You cannot feel them. The Spirit emits them. When you are enlightened, the Spirit starts emitting those vibrations. And by that, you can feel it within yourself. The different centers that are within you, you can feel them, which is mistaken. We have shown here the different chakras that are represented on the hand. Where do you feel it? For example, you see the second chakra is the Swadhisthana chakra. You feel on the left hand Swadhisthana chakra. When do you feel left Swadhisthana chakra? When a person is unauthorized, using unauthorized ways of handling the psyche, like psychologists. All the psychologists catch on this center. When do you catch it again? Is when a person is over hard work. That is called as Atikarmi in the book of Gita. Atikarmi, the one who works very hard for material things and for physical being and doing all kinds of yogas at the same time just to have a nice body or to have a nice house or to have a nice aura of material well-being. Such a person always catches on the left Swadhisthana. What is the disease you get out of it? Diabetes is the first. That shows you are so imbalanced that the balance has to be created. You get the catch on the left-hand side, means you get the diabetes. You can get the kidney trouble. You can also get some trouble with your spleen. On the left-hand side, the other catch could be the left Swadhisthana could also give you a kind of a very dry personality. You could be a very dry person, extremely dry. It dries out your warmth, your sweetness. That's why you find in this world people, you see, so-called intellectuals, the way they talk, sometimes you feel you are talking to a machine. There's no feeling in that person. You just talk to that person. You feel what's the matter with this person? What has happened to him? Why is he so abnormal? In the same way, you can see all these centers shown here, one by one. These can be felt on your fingers once you are realized. And you can correct them. you can find out about the truth. For example, if you want to find out, is there God? You put your hands like this and ask this question in your heart, and you will get the cool breeze. Means it says yes. For the first time, you enter into the temple of truth. That you can ask the question, you can get the absolute answer. Any one of you who are realized, all of them will get the same answer. If it's a small child, he'll say the same thing. If they are old people, they'll say the same thing. But I have seen that people who come to SahajaYoga are very slow to move. Because we want a step. We want some sort of a chamatkar. We want to see something that is something so fantastic. We want sensation. But we have to get something permanent. Something of very permanent nature, which is our being, which has to happen as evolution has to go forward. And this is a step human beings have to cross into. They jolly well have to cross it. They have to do it. Those who will not do will have to take to another course. And that course is very dangerous. So it is better that you take to the course of evolution and know your own power and enjoy yourself. Because not only that you will know the truth, the absolute truth, but you will know what we call the all-pervading power. You can, from here, tell about others what's wrong with them. Because it jumps into collective consciousness. You start feeding other people. Sitting down here, you can say, what's wrong with this person? What's wrong with that person? You can even correct that person. Physically, you are all right. Mentally, you are all right. Emotionally, you are all right. Now, there are many people in SahajaYoga who have been cured of cancer. In London itself, there is a very famous person who has been cured of cancer. Cancer can only be cured through SahajaYoga. I have told this thousands of times. But when they get cancer only, they will come to me, not before. Till they get the cancer, they will wait. They will not take it up seriously till they get cancer or some sort of a trouble. If they come to me, they will only come when they are sick and about to die. Instead of that, if you take SahajaYoga seriously, you will never get cancer. Not only that, but you can cure other people because you are working on the parasympathetic, which is the balancing thing. How it is cured? How it works out? Everything can be learned without paying a single pie to me or to anyone who knows about it. It is a very simple thing how these physical elements can be cleared by clearing all these centers, because these are the centers which are underlying forces which control all our other organs, which we call them autonomous. Once you can control these centers, you can control all of them and you can have a very beautiful health. No problem with your health. But this is just a kind of attraction that it is a chocolate on top of the inside. Because I have seen mostly people come to SahajaYoga when they are absolutely sick. But are you seeking only that? Then you will get cured, again you will have some other disease. Then again you will get cured, you will have another third disease. The other day I cured somebody of heart attack. Absolutely, he was cured, angina was cleared out and everything was clear. But then again, after 5-6 months, he comes to me, oh mother, I've got a stomach pain. Now I've got a stomach trouble. I said, what did you do about it? He said, nothing. I was very happy. I went home. I was thankful to you. Now if this light is cleansed, it has to be enlightened. Now, if it has to be enlightened, then it has to give light to others, or it has to just rust out. If anybody works on you, on your chakras, cures you, fills you up with all that is promised, you have to give light to others. You have to know about it. You have to cleanse yourself. You have to understand yourself, and not to just get lost and then again rise after 8 months and say, oh, this was the problem I had. I had a terrible time and I don't know how to come back again. It is very common with many people who come to me. They say, mother, once we are realized, we should go right, we should be just like great people. Really? You see, we have a marketing attitude towards things. That we've come to Mataji, we have obliged her. Now she's given us realization, we have obliged her. Now it is her duty to see that we are fully there at that level of realization. Now, this is not the way, because you must have understood that we are talking about the divine power, about God, there is certain protocol about it. What have you given to him for all this? And that is what fails in people, that they do not know how to sustain Sahaja Yoga and how to keep to it, which is a very simple thing. Not much has to be done, but you must sustain it. Do not take it for granted. And that's how I find many people come, they get realization, enjoy themselves for about 5-6 weeks or 5-6 months or maybe 5-6 hours. Again back on the same. Because there are two forces that work on us, as shown here from the left and right, the ego and the superego. At the very beginning, the superego and ego are sucked in. But again, they come out. Especially the ego in this great ego-oriented society. And the ego comes back. And you see your ego, the colossal one, coming on you. And then you start mingling with it and you get to it. Even this portion which opens out, as called as Sahasrara, the topmost, when it opens out, even that gets covered and calcified. So Sahaja Yoga is not a trick like that. It's not a sensation by any chance. It is a happening within. The second thing that happens to you, that when you start giving this divine power to others, you start gradually deepening into your own being and feeling your source of joy. Life becomes full of joy and happiness. That joy and happiness must be your own, has to be there, but it is lost and it has to be found out, and once found has to be sustained, has to be kept along. Like you get into the boat, you are still just feeling dizzy, you are still falling out. Now somebody asked me, when do we feel we are steady? When you are steady, you are steady. It is that simple. Some people, of course, once they got realization, even they got it on my photograph, some of them just got their realizations on the photograph, they are still realized. But some of them have worked for hours together, months together, and years together, still they go back to the same level. I'm here to work for you because I'm your mother. I'm going to work very hard, no doubt. I've worked very hard and I've worked very hard. Everyone knows that. What about you? You have to also love yourself. You have to also understand that this should happen to you. It should be your experience, and that you should sustain within yourself. And then you will know your fulfillment, that now you have become one with that all-pervading power, and that is the time when now you can really give it to others. And you will be amazed what wonders you can do. There are some people here who have done wonders. And then you will know how powerful you are. And so far you have not been at all introduced to yourself. As in Sanskrit they say, anabhigya. No knowledge of yourself, how powerful you are. For that, you need not be a prime minister, or you need not be a great personality. On the contrary, very people who are simple, who are normal, who are in the center, ordinary people whom we call it, are the best for such. Those extraordinary people take time, because they have lots of complications around them, and they are very difficult. But for simple people, Sahaja Yoga works wonders. In London, you know, we have lots of people here who have got it. And around London and outside in England, we have lots of people who have got realization. But today is a special day which we are celebrating, which was 5th of May 1970. That was the day when this last Sahasrara was opened out. That was the day I saw the opening. It was definitely tongues of flames, with round flames, with all colors, opening out like living flames, very silent and moving and extremely compassionate. You could feel their compassion. Opening out fully, and I saw the lotus opening like that, with many colors. And in the center was the Agya Chakra I could see that had brought it up, the Kundalini upward. And that was a sign that now our mass realization could be started, because it has to be our mass. Many people have to get realization, otherwise nobody is going to believe that there is God, or that there is all-pervading power, or there is any spirit. Already people have challenged God without knowing what foolish things are. Then you will realize what is this all-pervading power and how it works, and then the whole thing looks like a drama. It's all mithya. It's all false. You see, start seeing it. Once you start seeing it, then the whole thing becomes a joke. And you see the game. You see yourself as a witness of the whole game, and you are not involved into it. I think we should now go in for realization, because telling about Kundalini is not so easy. It's a tremendous thing and cannot be explained in one lecture, and I have already got, as they say, 84 lectures they have got, which they are going to bring out. Still, I have not been able to cover the whole thing. But we have now been able to compile something, a book called The Advent by Gregor de Salvator, who is here now, and we have been able to publish that book in Delhi, and for which we had really, at least, I should say, how many thousand people? I didn't count, but thousands of people. And lots of them got realization. And this book has been really very much comprehensive. You can get that book and read it. But still, experiencing is different, understanding is different. That book covers a very little part of the whole thing. But still, it gives you a good introduction to the subject, which can open your eyes to the reality. I hope they have some pamphlets here also to give you the first understanding of the thing. It's a serious thing. It's not a joke. It's not just putting something into your head and finishing up. It's a very serious thing and has to be taken up seriously. Though it is very serious, it's more enjoyable. Because I cannot remain serious for more than 10 minutes, because it's all a joke for me. So once you become that, it is very, very simple and a very, very normal thing. But before that, you have to take it up with understanding and with respect and regard towards yourself. If you are really seeking, you will do it. We have had people, very difficult cases, who have achieved it and who have done it. So I do not think that it would be difficult for you to get this realization and to achieve it, to sustain it, to learn about it, and to give it to others. May God bless you all. If you have any questions, you can ask me for about 5-6 minutes, but ask sensible questions. Just wasting your time and my time is not a good thing. Just ask me very sensible questions, because as I said it, it has to happen to you. It is your own power. You have to get it. You don't have to pay for anything. I don't need anything from you. Nothing you can give. So if you have to take, change your attitude. If you are taking from me, not giving me. I'm not asking for votes. I'm not asking for anything. You might not have met a person like me before. So think it over, that you have to take from me. And it's a gift to you. So before taking the gift, don't open the mouth of the horse. Try to understand what it is, and then ask me sensible questions, because just wasting your time is not good. I will be very happy to answer your questions if they are sensible and good enough, and if they are helping you, because there must be some questions which must be asked. Now, this is a good question, very good question. Very good question. He's asked a very good question, that is, SahajaYoga is a religion. Now, what is a religion according to you? First of all, the question comes back to you. What is a religion? When you said if it is a religion, then I would like to know what is the definition of religion is from your side. So, I will tell you what is a religion and what is SahajaYoga. The idea of our religion is, what we call as religion is that you find certain truths about things, like there was Christ, all right, he lived on this earth. He did this, he did that. So some people take it up. They are not realized it. They have not felt the divinity. They have not known what is divine life. They take up the authority on themselves, they organize it. Now this is the religion, say, of Christianity. Same about Hinduism. Some pandits get together, they have some dry discussions among themselves, and they are not realized. They never read also Adi Shankaracharya, and they start in religion. You cannot start a religion. Religion is within you. It's the religion of evolution. The religion is in your stomach. Do you know that? It is in your stomach existing now. Here, if you see the yellow thing, the green thing around the green is the void, as we call it, or you can call it as the Bhavasagara, in the Sanskrit language they call it. This portion is sustained by religion. Means every human being has a sustainer. For example, gold has a sustaining power, all right? Because it is untarnishable, we can say that is the sustaining power of gold. Correct? In the same way, every human being has got a sustaining power as a human being. If he does not have this, then he falls in his dharma, is in religion. Whatever is false, falsely made, is not a religion. That's why people are turning away from religion. Religion exists in your stomach, but you can deny it. You can defy it. You can say that I don't believe in it. You can have cancer of the stomach because of that. You may have some disease because of that. Fanaticism is not religion. Fanaticism is a disease. I'm not talking of disease. I'm talking of something that is within you. So if you think evolution is a religion, then I would say SahajaYoga is a religion. If your evolution, if you call it as religion, then SahajaYoga is a religion. But is a religion which takes you beyond your sustenance, beyond your religion, dharma, beyond your dharma. We have among ourselves Hindu, Muslim, Christians, all kinds of people. You know that. All these people can feel it within themselves. It's a religion in their stomachs. They can feel it. They can find out where it's a religion. Because, I say, the religion in the stomach is looked after by the deity of primordial master, whom we call as Dattatreya. In the Sanskrit language, that doesn't mean Hinduism. It doesn't mean Hinduism at all. But he's called as Dattatreya in the Sanskrit language. In English, is primordial master. He is the same who incarnated on this earth as Moses, as Abraham, as incarnated as Muhammad Sahib, as Raja Janaka, as Nanaka, and also as Shirdi Sainath. Can you believe that Muhammad Sahib is the same as our Nanak? Now in the religion of these people, the Muslims so-called, and the so-called Sikhs are fighting. Can you believe that Mahavira and Buddha were the same as Hassan and Hussein? Which we can prove it to you on vibrations and on curing people. They were the same people reincarnated just to improve on themselves, because people believed into something which they were not, so they were incarnated just to show that this was wrong, no, this was, I never said it, this is it. In the story of Nanaka, it was said that once he was sleeping, so they said, what? You are preaching that there should be unity among Hindus and Muslims, and you are putting your feet towards Makkah. He said, really? And he turned on the other side. He said, the Makkah has moved. He was the religion, but not his followers. They drink. He allowed them to drink, did he? When Muhammad Sahib says, don't drink, that means they make a fanatic thing out of all that. Fanaticism is not religion. We must understand the difference between the two. The living religion is within us when it gets that life entirely. You cannot drink. I never tell people don't drink before realization. After that, you just don't drink. You just give up. Because you start feeling yourself, the beauty within yourself. When you are bored, only you smoke and drink. When you are enjoying yourself, why we do drink? So your religion automatically awakens, and you just don't have to bother. Nobody has to tell you that you'll get cancer, don't smoke. 99% just give up smoking without any difficulty. And that's how they save money. People have given up drugs. Horrible things they have given up. You won't believe if I tell you that there are some of them sitting here who came to me in dead condition. Absolutely in dead condition. They gave it up when they found it. So this is a religion that is within you, which is enlightened through Kundalini and inflow. But it is an absolute religion, in the sense that you all feel the same. If you feel one finger, the other is also going to feel the same. So there is no argument about it. There is no argument. Everybody will say, I am feeling this, mother. So that person is suffering from this trouble or this trouble, whatever it is. Even if you take 10 children, if they are realized souls, if you dry their eyes, they will say the same thing. And they all will clear out there. Every one of them. Whether they are Muslims, Hindus, Christians, doesn't matter. The other day I had an Arab lady came to me, whom I have cured, who is realized. She brought another Egyptian. And he had pain actually on the left side first we felt it, because on the left side is affected. But then after the left side was cured, you see, they all started feeling pain here and pain here. So I said, do you get pain here? He said, how do you know? That's the reason I'm with you. And I said, do you get pain here? He said, yes, throughout. We cured him also. Little bit you get pain, just not much, just you feel it. That means start suggesting whether the pain is here and here and here. And with your hand you can move, you can fix it. Many mad people have been cured by coming to Sahaja. Because when the enlightenment comes, when the balance comes in, when there is light within you, the darkness goes away. The darkness of the subconscious and of the supraconscious disappears. And you become an enlightened person. If enlightenment is a religion, then I would say SahajaYoga is. There is nothing discarded of all the religions. Nothing is discarded, but is enlightened and brought forth and told to you that this is it. What was Buddha? Do you know who was Buddha? How he was brought? Do you know who was Mahavira? Now those people who worship Mahavira, if they are fanatics, they are really, if you go and see them, you'll go mad with them. You'll not understand what's the matter. What sort of interpretation is this of Mahavira? Or of Buddha? Or of Rama? Or of Krishna? Or of Christ? And when you start seeing these fanatic people, the name of religion kills you off. You say, oh God, any religion, get out of it. It's correct. I must say, you young people have seen to it. But still, don't go away from God. You see, always you have seen in this world, everything that is beautiful is covered with something ugly. Because it's a market. You want to sell something in the market. Religion you cannot sell in the market. They are selling religion. If you read any one of these people, they are saying 50 million pounds for this, 30 million pounds for this, for raising this organization, for doing this. It's such a headache when I see this thing. The other day I was seeing that picture on the TV, on the Word, that they were organizing so much money and that money. Is that God? Is that religion? So differentiate between the real religion and the unreal one. Fanaticism is not the way to God. It is never the way. It is one side you go. Or if you go to the other side, it's denying of God. Denying of religion is another side. Both are extreme. You have to be in the center. Again I say that you have to be in the center. Just wait and see that it happens. Alright? It was a very good question. Beautiful. Is there any other question? Yeah. And the nunnery, the extreme sannyasi. That's all right. Perfectly all right. It's all right. Makes no difference. No, make no difference. But you see, one should not think that becoming that is very important. It's all right. If you don't want to do it, it's all right. Like vegetarianism also is another fact. That you are vegetarian. You see, there are tribes in India who are vegetarians to this limit that they want to be kind to the bugs, So they get the bugs of all the village. They collect it and keep one pandit and put him in the hut and put all the bugs to eat that, or drink the blood of that pandit, or you call that priest. And that's how they think they have been very kind to bugs. Now what are we going to do with the bugs here, you tell me? You see, one pandit is better than thousands of these bugs. Now if the bugs come here, how am I to give them realization? So this is what it is. You see, If by temperament, if you do not like sex life, it's perfectly all right. But by becoming a nun, if you will find God, is a wrong idea. This is what I'm trying to say. By temperament, if you don't like to eat flesh and things, this is perfectly all right. But if you think by becoming vegetarian you are going to achieve what, is wrong. Not extreme of anything. Not extreme of any kind of fanaticism. You see, this is the reason why today God's name is erased. Because of fanatic ideas. We have to understand, if we have to allow God to work within us, we have to be sensible. We have to be wise. Now see, this temple is sold out to Bharatiya. What do you say to that? Why? Why church has been sold out to Bharatiya Bhavan? I don't say there's something wrong with Bharatiya Bhavan, but the church has been sold to Bharatiya Bhavan. Sign of what? People are neglecting religion, so-called. Alright? Why? Because there is nothing out of it. So we have to be sensible and wise about it. Because we can see the future now. We can see for ourselves what's going to happen to these younger people who are thinking about it. They should not also be allowed to go to another extreme. 26% people in this country believe in God. Can you imagine? What do they think of themselves? 26% people only believe in God. Out of that, 6% must be others, not British. And what do the British think about themselves, that they don't have faith in God? Whom do they have faith in? I can't understand. So it has gone to that limit. Now at least awaken. Only the poor countries where there's no food, nothing, so you supply food to them. Now, supplying food is not God's work at all. Looking after the poor is not God's work. Who has told you that it is God's work? Even Christ has said that poor will be with you always. I am with you for a short time. If you look after the divinity, the divine life, and not at these poor people, let others do it. Let the government do it. Why are you doing government's job of this philanthropy? That's not your job. Looking after the poor. You see, they are labor unions there. Supplying the poor food, what is the need? That's not the way. Understand that when you have to do for anyone, it is just to do it. You just don't think you are doing anything great. You just do it because it's just you feel happy about it. You are doing it for your own happiness. There's nothing like upkar and all that. You just do it. It's nothing so great to feel proud of it, that you have done so much good work and so much good work. It's all nonsense. This is just ego pampering. What can you do for others? What can you give? Dead things, like I give a television set to someone or a chair to someone, all dead. Is it going to give joy to anyone? That is not joy giving. All these great religions which were formed with all these organizations should have given some joy to people. They have not. They have failed completely. Because their attention was never in the seeking, in the finding out of the truth. They were just organizing. Do you understand my point? In meditation, there are many ways by which we can follow. After getting realization, there are many ways by which you can watch those thoughts. If you watch, you see, because you are a realized soul yourself, then your attention is in light. Just put your attention and the whole thing will subside. It's like a light. If you put light to anything that is darkness, things disappear. It will work out. Just put your attention. From where do these ideas come? From your ego or from your superego? Just find out. Because you know all about it. What is the ego and the superego is. What sort of ideas are coming? You can just watch it and you can get rid of that. It's not difficult. You can remain into thoughtless awareness. There are so many ways we have by which you develop yourself and so on. Is there any question? Yeah. What is? Who is Jesus Christ? He was Son of God, no doubt. Who says he was a prophet? He was Son of God. Huh? What is Holy Trinity? Holy Trinity is God the Father, God the Mother, and God the Son. So don't ask direct questions. Just now if you ask direct questions, how am I to answer them? That I will tell you later on. Alright? It is from the Holy Ghost, no doubt, but you have to find out also certain things. Find out things about me, things about Sahaja, because I'm very cautious and very careful, because I know the ego of human beings. If you say one word, they just jump on it. So I'm very careful. But to you I'm going to tell, because you are realized. First of all, get your realization before your ego starts jumping about. Right? Just see it. It's just there. It is giving you ideas. Just look at that. Tell him to wait for a while till you get your realization. Through your rationality, you are not going to go there. I've told you there's an instrument which has to trigger it. It is effortless. Not by thinking you are going to reach there. It is going to happen to you. It's a happen. So just wait and see. Don't allow your mind to take over you. Because if your mind comes in between, it will try to drag you behind. What has your mind done so far? Nothing. Why depend on your mind? What is one conscious? Conscious is the thing that gives you origin. It's the balancing force. Conscience is the one that is sustainer within you. That's the one that's all the time giving you balance. That is within you. As I said, there is a religion within you. So the conscience is there. So we are very good at feeling it every moment. That's allowed. Alright? We'll do it later. Anybody else? Now, this Kundalini is placed at the triangular bone. You may not even feel the awakening of it. If you are a smooth instrument, it will just shoot off. It will not be felt, but what you will feel is absolute calm. And the thoughtless awareness, as they call it, is the first stage where in Sanskrit language it is called as Nirvichar Samadhi. Nirvichar Samadhi is the first stage. Samadhi means enlightened consciousness. First, the consciousness is enlightened at the stage where you are thoughtless. The second stage where you rise into is doubtless awareness, called as Nirvikar Samadhi, where there is no doubt left. Between this and that, you are faced with doubts, with all sorts of nonsensical doubts. But only remember one thing, that if you have felt the vibration, if you have felt the cool breeze, there is something about it. Let us go forward with it, let us go ahead with it and work it. So it starts today. So please put your hands just like this. Just like this. With your feet on the ground, sit. Just like this. Sit. Now don't think like, I know what you are thinking. Some of you are thinking, is it hypnosis? See, when I have to gain nothing out of you, why will I hypnotize? Am I mad? Hypnotize a person, then carry on your head. I am not to gain anything from you. Alright? This is the first thing. I do not want anything, neither can you give me anything. Now you are taking something from me. So, there's no question of hypnosis. I have no interest. You have to gain something. So just put your hands, just as if you are asking for something. And then close your eyes. You must have respect and regard for yourself, that you are that light and you are going to get it and you are to be enlightened. You are not ordinary people. You are not animals, you are human beings and you are great and you are going to get it. you are not going to feel small about it. If you are, you are going to get it. If you do not get it, doesn't matter, it will work out. If you want, you can close your eyes if you can close them properly. Some of you may not be able to close because eyes may just flutter out. Those such people should open their eyes. If your hands are shaking also, please open your hands. If there is no shaking, if there is a regular flow, breathe, and for which you shouldn't be worried. And do not start thinking about it. Just allow your mind to rest a little while. Put your hands like this, all of it.